Roma at home, and we got 1-0 down. Not brilliant. However, there's a lot of fight in this team, and 37 minutes on the clock, and Walters nicked one back for us. It's 1-1. And then in the 88th minute, only 2 minutes left of normal time, and Baka comes down the left-hand side to Vlasic. It's in the back of the net. We win 2-1. AC Milan, who have already been crowned champions, it's at their place. We go 1-0 down. Kolo Muani. And you're thinking, that's it, we're done. But no, we're not. Once again, 47 minutes on the clock. And Ivan plays the ball to De Silva. And he smashes the ball past the keeper for a 1-1. Just remind me again, what was the board requirement for this season? Oh yes, top half of the table. Stand by your beds. We could have Champions League football next season. Welcome back to the Gobby Gaffer. It's part 9 of my time over here in Italy, and I'm managing Torino, and my word, are we overachieving? And yes, the board wanted top half of the table, but we could actually get into the Champions League. With the wind in the right direction, we've got a really good shout at it. This team never gives up. So if you remember, a 5th place finish would give us Europa League football guaranteed. Yep, we'd go straight into the league stage. So with that in mind, we were busting a gut to get that 5th place finish. We played Atalanta at home. Little bit of a bogey team of ours. It was narrow, a 1-0 win though, 3 points on the board. And then we went away to Salento, and my word, what a game that was. It finished 5-4 in our favour. Every time we scored, they scored. Every time they scored, we scored. It was 4-4. The dying seconds of the game, we nicked it, 5-4. Absolute madness. Napoli wasn't a huge amount better. We conceded 2 goals in that game, but we did actually run out winners 3-2. And the important thing here is shiny green dots. We're getting the 3 points. But by then we were up in 3rd place, so we were very, very much overachieving. There was a little bit of a danger. There was a wobble there. Away game at Udinese, a 1-1 draw. And then we played Inter Milan. And, well, I was going to say that, you know, as per usual, we got smashed. We did get smashed. But, as you can see there, we come back. AS Roma, I've just shown the goals from that. A 2-1 win. And then AC Milan, who were crowned champions, kind of ran away with the league this season. And I feared another smashing that we got against Inter. But no, a 1-1 draw. Very, very nice indeed. We're now down to the last 2 games of the season, and very, very crucial. So we're playing Juventus, who are looking for some European football of their own. At the moment, they're outside the places, so they will be fighting tooth and nail to at least get some kind of, maybe even conference. For Juventus not to be in a European competition, unthinkable. Cagliari, on the other hand, last game of the season, they're fighting relegation, so they too will be fighting tooth and nail to try and get away from the relegation area and stay in the league. And that league table looks like this. We are in 4th place at the moment, 36 games played, just those 2 games to play. We've got 73 points. We are in a Champions League spot at the moment, but of course we have Napoli breathing down our neck. Atalanta are not a problem now. They've only got 62. So it is between us and Napoli. And, well, can we do it? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. But, you know, they are 2 winnable games. If you look at our last 5 games there, we won 2, drawn 2 and lost 1. So not the greatest of form. But my word, does this team fight tooth and nail. So there is a question, of course, of whether we are capable of playing in the Champions League. But at this stage of the game with Torino, maybe just the money is the thing. You know, you get about 13 million for entering the competition. So, I mean, we might get 1 or 2 wins in there. 2.4 million for a win in the Champions League. The Europa League financially is nowhere near as good. But it's all good experience. Which one are we going to be in? Europa League or Champions League? Let's get these 2 games played and we'll find out. Okay, well, it's certainly squeaky bum time today. We're playing Juventus. The team is Lotka in goal, back four of Zagaritis, Flamingo. Yeah, Flamingo gets a start today. Schurz and Mantilla. The DM is Kemlin. The three across the middle, Ricic, De Silva and Ilic. Vlasic is going to play as the attacking midfielder just behind Azon, who has started banging a few goals in for us. And that's very important because, as we know, Colombo left for big money. Okay, here's the Juventus with the first highlight, 7 minutes on the clock. So we're playing here for a fourth place finish, which would give us 9 million in prize money. Fifth place gets 7 million, so there is 2 million in it. It's definitely worth playing for. It's definitely worth playing for the Champions League football, I suppose. The big question in my mind is whether we're ready for Champions League football. I don't think so, but the money is absolutely amazing in the Champions League. Okay, Zagaritis now on that side. I have started the rebuild already. I've signed a wonder kid, midfield wonder kid. He only cost me 3.5 million, and Argentinian lad. So at some stage I will show you him. But we've given the ball away there, and Juventus now coming away down that side. We've won the ball back. De Silva fires it into Azon. Azon does an awful lot of playmaking, which is great to see because he's a pressing forward, so he's not quite as far forward as a striker would be. But that is a lovely goal. De Silva fires the ball in the back of the net, and not for the first time. De Silva once again smashes that white round thing between the two white sticks, and we are winning 1-0 against Juventus. And this was a lovely goal. Kemlin to De Silva. And my word, can De Silva, I mean, he knows where that ball goes, doesn't he? He's got an absolutely awesome shot on him. So moving into 2 minutes of time added on. Okay, before we have a word with the lads, let's have a quick look at how it's going. So there's a very important game going, actually. I didn't realise this, but Napoli are playing Fiorentina. Fiorentina's form has dropped off a cliff. They were challenging for the league at one stage. They've now dropped into that 5th place. We've moved up to 3rd. So actually, goal difference there. We could actually guarantee, with a win today, we can guarantee Champions League football for next season. Getting very, very exciting this. Okay, let's have a look what we're going to say to the lads. We are going to say we're pleased. We're going to deliver that team talk. And let's get on with the second half. And it's all fingers crossed. Well, it's everything crossed, to be honest. Well, what you might call a typical game of Italian football. Yeah, very defensive. There's been no highlights at all in the second half. And, well, we've made a little diamond there of changes. Fujimoto, Cromarchi, Flick and Fagioli all coming on to try and strengthen that midfield. We are on an attacking mentality. I might just drop that to positive. Juventus have not had a single shot on goal. Okay, we do get a highlight now. I knew we would get some highlights towards the end of the game. Flick with the ball now. Flick plays it to Flamingo. And De Silva, who is still on the pitch. Play it back to De Silva. Play it back to De Silva because he's got a hell of a shot on him. Mantilla now. Some fancy footwork. Ball's played out. Flick to Fagioli. Back to Flick again. Back to Fagioli again. He shoots and the keeper makes quite an easy save, to be honest. Okay, the ball is bowled out now, and well, there's about 15 minutes of this game left now. Juventus, like I say, who've yet to have a shot on target in the game. Zagaritis just runs in front of the player there, picks the ball up very, very easily. Fagioli, young kid who I've got quite high hopes for. He doesn't start games, but he can certainly come on, and get some game time. It looks like Juventus are going to go down to 10 men here. Juventus are down to 10 men. Zagaritis rolling about, writhing around in pain there. But with 10 shots, 4 on target, we are winning 1-0. Juventus still to have a shot on target. And this is very, very unlike Juventus. Yes, we will replace Zagaritis with Walters. Obviously very, very tired. Cambiasso now throws the ball there. And a ball into Cuio. Ball to Gomez. Ball's in the back of the net. And would you believe it? Juventus, 10 men Juventus, who have not had a shot on goal all game, wait till 90 minutes and 37 seconds to get the equaliser. I don't believe what I've just seen there. I do not believe what I've just seen there. Juventus, so we're getting more highlights now. There's 6 minutes of time added on. De Silva plays the ball to Cromartie. He touches the ball away. And we'll get the post. Can somebody just explain what happened there? Absolutely furious with that. Furious. One shot on target all game and they get a point. Furious. Okay, while I try and contain my anger about that, so obviously that result was a disaster. Absolute disaster. We've dropped to 4th place and Napoli now have moved up into 3rd position, 1 point ahead of us. And importantly, Fiorentina, who Napoli did win. Did Napoli beat them? Yes, they beat them easily 2-0 at their place. And they're 1 point behind us now. So we could actually now, with a bad result against Cagliari, we could actually drop into the Europa League places. Fuming. Well, it's relegation threatened Cagliari next, who will be absolutely fighting for their lives. They are on 35 points to avoid the relegation area. They're 2 points ahead of it. So a win for Udinese, even a win for Salento would actually drop Cagliari into the relegation area and they would not be in this league next season. So they are fighting for tooth and nail for every single point. This is not going to be easy. Well, still trying to hold it together after that Juventus result. Okay, there's 2 changes to today's team. Bacca has come in on at left wing back for Zagoritis. Walters has come in for Mantilla. I gave them a team talk before the game and I said to them, Champions League is on the line here. I expect you to win. Everybody was on board. Except Mantilla. Mantilla loses his place. Walters comes in. It's Lotka, in goal, back 4 of Bacca, Flamingo, Schurz and Walters. Kemlin the DM, across the middle, Ricci, De Silva and Ilic. And Vlasic plays just behind Azon. Champions League football or Europa League football? In 90 minutes. We'll find out. Okay, the teams are coming out, and this is probably one of the most important games in Torino's history. If we can get into the Champions League for next season, it's going to be a massive, massive bonus for this club. We just got one of the payments in for Buongiorno. Another 15 million came in. So the money side, the financial side of this club is looking very, very nice now. But anyway, let's see what we can do in this game. De Silva, Ilic, play the ball out to your right. That's the one. Walters now. Come on, lad. Show me what you can do. He fires the ball in, and that's just tipped round the post, I think. I think that is going to be a corner. Corner to be taken by Ilic. And is he going to fire this one in, float it in? Can you get out on it? No, you can't. Ball's headed out there. And that comes to nothing. Okay, Schurz with the ball at the back. There's only 8 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time in this game for either team to take control. And we do give the ball away there. So Cagliari coming away. Remember, Cagliari, absolutely. It doesn't really matter what quality of player they've got. And, even if they're the poorest players in the league, they will be fighting tooth and nail to stay in this league. Ball's played forward there. I'm not liking this very much at all. Ball chipped over. We do get a head on it. Ball's hit the post. And Flamingo mops up at the back. But we do get away with one there. We're living very, very dangerously. Another corner now. This is going to be taken short this time. I much prefer the short corners, if I'm honest. There is a short corner that they take to the edge of the box, and that can be very effective. The ball's in the back of the net. Kemlin has scored. It's only his 3rd goal of the season, Kemlin. Terrific player, but He's one of those players that I'm having to like put into a position I don't really want him in, but he's a great player. He's playing as the DM, but he can get forward. He's a very effective player. We are winning 1-0. So 7 shots, 5 on target, but we are in that really dangerous area of winning 1-0, and the opposition have not yet had a shot on goal. It looks like we might have drawn a penalty here from that short corner. Vlasic went down in a heap, and the penalty review is going on. VAR is looking at this one. Here's the penalties have been awarded. Vlasic normally takes these. I gave it to Azon last time, but we will give it to Vlasic. Vlasic needs to put this in the back of the net. A two-goal cushion against Juventus would have seen us win that game. Vlasic fires it in the back of the net, and we are winning 2-0. And Vlasic said, you know what? You might all be fighting tooth and nail to avoid relegation, but have some of that. Vlasic absolutely blasts that in the back of the net, and we are 2-0 ahead. Okay, we do have a free kick now. Schurz plays the ball in there. Bakker now following this ball out to Kemlin. Give it to De Silva. Give it to De Silva. De Silva can have a do with this. Schurz plays it. Oh my word, and that was going in the top corner. And Maximiliano, I think he's called. My word, what a name. Maximiliano there tips the ball over the bar. Ilic now with the corner. This time he's going to take it long. Can we get ahead on it? No, we can't. We don't seem to do very well at those long corners at all. And the ball absolutely blasted out there from basically a very desperate defence. Running into the half-time whistle now, and Cagliari have actually had a shot on target. 11-9 for us, 4-1 for them. And the XG 1.75 against their 0.37. We're doing well. Of course, we are going to say we're pleased, and we just need to check, see if anybody is... Ilic is looking very tired, so I think we will bring Cromartie on at half-time. Okay, throw in, and we have lost the ball. Ball's played into the midfield, and that was very, very poor. Ball straight to Azon. He didn't need to break a stride there. The ball was placed straight onto him. If that would have been one of my players playing that out, I would have said that was one of the finest passes I've ever seen. De Silva now picks the ball up, chips the ball over. Cromartie heads it back into midfield. Kemlin over the top. I think Azon is offside there. He puts the ball in the back of the net. And the referee, I think, has ruled that one out. Yes, he has. Well, once again, we get to the 70th minute, and same as against Juventus, there's not been very many highlights in this second half. The big difference is we have 2 goals now to the good. We are beating Cagliari 2-0, which you would expect, but like I say, Cagliari are fighting for their lives. Fujimoto, Fagioli and Zagaritis have come on. And we just need to hold on. Let's not concede a goal. Just keeping one eye on the other scores. Napoli are winning 2-0 against Brianza. But none of that makes any difference. As long as we can keep this 2-0 lead, we will get Champions League football for next season. Okay, throwing now. Zagaritis. We need all the highlights now to be for Torino. Ball played into De Silva. Is De Silva going to do it again? De Silva's done it again. My word, what a player this lad is. Josh De Silva there once again absolutely smashes the ball past their goalkeeper. And with 15 minutes left now, it's 3-0. And it's looking like Torino are having one of their best days in history. We're going to be playing Champions League football next season. De Silva there smashes it past. I mean, De Silva has no respect for goalkeepers whatsoever. He just hits that ball as hard as he can. And my word, what a player. Okay, Cagliari now. We're about 10 minutes away from the full-time whistle. Ball is played into, and we do get away with one. My word, I'm laughing now. I wasn't laughing in the Juventus game. We could have sewn it all up there. But Walters is tired. I don't want to bring Mantilla on, actually, because he disrespected me. So we'll bring Flick on instead. Mantilla could be... he can't be disrespecting me. He could be on his bike now. I'm not having that. It's no good at all. Okay, Flick comes on. 3 minutes of time added on. Can we do this now? And yes, we can. Yes, we can. We have ourselves Champions League football for next season. My word, what an achievement. Lads are going to get absolutely delighted. I mean, I'm chuffed to little mint balls with that. That is absolutely brilliant. And let's have a look at the final table. So we did end up finishing 4th. Napoli finished in 3rd. Oh, we already know AC Milan won the league. Only by 5 points though. They were quite well ahead. But they won the league quite early on. So, but we have finished 1 point above Fiorentina, and Atalanta were 11 points behind us. So it just goes to show that, I mean, if you look at like top half of the table there, maybe Juventus, maybe Salernitana, 47 points, 77 points. We've finished about 30 points ahead of where the board wanted us to finish. And yes, we do get the message there. Torino qualify for the Champions League, and we've secured a top 4 finish. Competition surprise packages consistently define expectations, and owing largely to an impressive spell of form between April and May that saw them rise to 4th, celebrate a successful campaign. And even with that loss, Cagliari have actually avoided relegation. And we do get the initial budgets. So the wage budget 1.6 million and a fairly healthy transfer budget. I mean, we have to think back to when I took this club over. They were in dire financial trouble. They've just given me 34 million. Not bad at all. And I have got a player coming in already. And that player is Thomas Franco, 22-year-old Argentinian. He only cost me 3.4 million. He comes in on the 1st of July. And, well, he's a 4.5-star ball-winning midfield player. But he can pass. He's got 13 for passing, 16 for vision. This lad, at 22-year-old, has got some absolutely amazing stats. And he'll be a great addition to the squad. And what a sight for sore eyes this is. Like I say, when I took the club over, we were in the mire. Absolutely. Financially, this club was rotten. Now we have 61.5 million in the bank. Transfer budget of 34 million. So even if I spend all of that, we're still going to have a balance of 30 million in the bank. And the wage budget, well, we're under that by about £500,000 a week. So not too bad financially now. In fact, absolutely brilliant. Well, it's not really a case of me going away and scratching my head now in the transfer window. I've already started scratching my head. Yep, there's one player coming in, as you've just seen, the Argentinian lad. So I've already started my transfer activity. And, my mind is whirring. 34 million to spend. Well, it's onward and upward for Torino. We have got Champions League football next season now. How we'll do in there, I don't know. I guess not particularly well, but that's okay. You know, the board requirement for this season, top half of the table, we're massively overachieving. And of course, when you do that, sometimes you do have to, well, there's bumps in the road, isn't there? So, but the main thing is we will get some decent money for being in the Champions League, and that will help me build a bigger and better team here at Torino. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I certainly have. Well, apart from the Juventus result, that still smarts a bit. But, I mean, it's been smoothed over an awful lot, hasn't it, by the win against Cagliari and getting into the Champions League. Let's forget that Juventus result never happened, shall we? I'm quite happy to do that. Transfer windows coming up. I'm going to do my best, get some new players in. Maybe we move 1 or 2 out. I don't know. We still have some quite, good value in players. So maybe move 1 or 2 out. Mantilla might be going. He's not my best friend at the moment. And certainly some players will be coming in. 34 million to spend. It's going to be a fun summer. We'll see you with all the news in the next episode.